Yeah, I like it. Hello, everyone. Thank you for jumping on our training webinar here today. So I'm going to give everyone just a few more moments to join us, and then we will go ahead and get started with our Seamless.AI demonstration so you guys can see how to get up and running with the Seamless.AI platform. While we are getting started, I wanted to go ahead and just give everyone an overview of kind of the best way to communicate while we're on this webinar. So down at the bottom of your screen, you should see an option for Q&A. So we're going to go ahead and allow you to add Q&A questions. We'll go ahead and intake those, and by the end of the demonstration here, we will start answering some of those Q&A questions as well as we go through. If certain polls pop up, we'll give you the chance to answer those. But for the most part, we're just going to go ahead and give you a walkthrough of the platform. We're going to show you all of the elements of Seamless, all the tips and tricks, of Seamless, and hopefully get you up and running on the platform as quickly and as effectively as possible. So just waiting a few more minutes, just 1 or 2 more minutes here to get us kicked off. But once we do, 3 or 4 after the hour, we will go ahead and get up and running. While we wait, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So this will allow you to follow along as I walk you through the Seamless platform. And so anything that does come up or any questions that you have, feel free to chat into the question and answer chat, and we will get you taken care of as quickly as possible. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and walk through any of those Q&As that pop up as we have time to complete that. But the demonstration, the demo part, probably take us 15 to 20 minutes to get through all the core elements of Seamless. And so we'll have a good amount of time here at the end left over to answer any of those Q&A questions. So feel free to just pop those into the Q&A section of the webinar in your Zoom channel while you are watching the demo. And with that, I will go ahead and get us kickstarted here in the Seamless.AI platform demo. So before we dive in, there was one thing that I wanted to show you that if you have questions coming out of this demo, or if you have anything that pops up and you need a refresher, or you want to clarify any certain element of how to use the platform, there's 2 quick and easy ways for you to do that. You can click here on the bottom right, and that is our help widget. So this will provide you with some suggested articles, as well as allow you to keyword search. So if you have questions about CRM, you can keyword search in that, click on these, and that will take you to an article directly. If you can't find what you're looking for and you've looked through a couple of the help articles and haven't been able to find that answer, you can click this Contact Us button, and that is going to open up a Contact Us element, and you can provide us your name, your email, ideally provide us your email associated with your account so we can make sure we can quickly look that up, how we can help, and then any other attachments associated with that if you have an image or anything like that, or a screenshot that might help us with any questions that you have. So that is a quick way to use that help widget to get connected with our support team and our customer success team here at Seamless. You can also click the Help Center. And so this will take you over to the Seamless.AI knowledge base, which you can see is organized by all the different sections of our site. I definitely recommend clicking through Setup and Getting Started, going through our Getting Started guide. This is going to have video. It's going to have quick walkthroughs. It's going to have a lot of things that we reference here today, really easily marked up, as you can see, so you really can understand how to get up and running using the Seamless platform. So this really is very robust, has a lot of videos, has a lot of screenshots, has a lot of walkthroughs and how-tos for really everything that you would need to know. There's user guides, and then there's quick tips and tricks and articles and things like that. Again, you can also keyword search in this as well. So if coming out of this you have any questions, that is a quick way to get in touch with our team, our support team, and our success team, and they can help you out. But without further ado, now I'll go ahead and I will jump into the Seamless.AI platform. So the first thing is when you jump into Seamless, you will be provided with the settings screen that will actually look like this. So this is your setup screen. So I definitely recommend taking a quick look through all of the setup screens. You can take a quick tour, which will jump you into that setup page that we just referenced. You can add to Google Chrome. I highly recommend adding to Google Chrome because, as we'll show a little bit later in this webinar, this will allow you to search across social and across LinkedIn using the Seamless.AI platform. So as soon as you connect that Google Chrome, you'll open up the ability to find contacts on LinkedIn and find companies on LinkedIn. Click the find button and then find contact information researched and validated that gets sent directly into your My Contacts and My Companies here within the Seamless platform. So it's a very, very effective solution to be really efficient in your pipeline building and find that contact information using either standard LinkedIn or even Sales Navigator. We work really well with that if you're looking to build a big bulk list and you have a lot of criteria that you're looking to search across. You can add to your email. You can also add to your CRM. We have HubSpot. We have Salesforce. We are working on additional CRM integrations. If you don't have one of those two, you can always export that CSV file, map and import that. It's a really effective and easy way to do that as well. These are the one-button native clicks. If you do have any other CRM that you would like us to support, simply let us know through support, and we will also continue to work towards that. But really, you can utilize Seamless whether you have one of those CRMs connected or you don't, through that simple CSV export file that you can upload into any third-party solution. You can add to email as well. So you can add to Google. You can add to Microsoft Business. This will allow you to actually search your email for contact information. So we'll look in there. We'll find emails. We'll find phones. We'll find additional information that will show up in your My Contacts if you have this connected. So that's something you can do as well. You can invite your network. So this is a one-click invite of your entire network that if you click this, we'll send an invite to your network. And then the great thing about this is actually part of our affiliate program, which you can get more information about here in settings. And anyone who signs up and becomes a customer of Seamless and a paying customer, you'll get a commission based on that. So take a look at our affiliate program, and you can see all that information here. We have an FAQ. We have all kinds of information that we'll give you, but a really quick way to share Seamless with anybody else that you might know who might find value. And then if they sign up using your code, then you'll get commission based on that we pay out every single month. So you also have the ability to manage your account, manage your billing. If you're an admin or an owner of your account, user management, you can manage your team. You can add members to your team. You can add licenses. You can distribute those licenses. You can add connected apps from this page as well. And then CRM as well. If you do have Salesforce or you do have HubSpot, you can connect that and you can set up your global settings as well as you can set up your mappings here. So it's a really easy way to streamline that integration process and get up and running quickly with the CRM integration of either HubSpot or Salesforce. So as you go through your settings, you can walk through those really quickly, get all set up and ready to go with the Seamless platform. So Seamless at its core, I can see that first question is, what does Seamless actually do? So it is a search engine for sales and marketers. So Seamless, you go into Seamless and you can find it in our native platform in our search engine, which you can see here in these search fields, or you can utilize that Chrome extension to find contacts and then find contact information. So I'll give you a quick example. When you come to the search engine, we give you some search starters here. So this gives you an idea of kind of some of the things you can look for. Show me contacts who are VPs of marketing at Salesforce. Show me companies in computer software with 50 plus employees. So you can find contacts or you can find companies. You can also find contacts under companies, or you can do a multifaceted search. Show me sales marketing from Nike, Adidas, and Puma. So I'll go ahead and just click on one of these search starters so you can see what happens. So clicking on that search starter just basically formulated a search for me here. You can come in here, you can customize this just like you could in Google or any other search elements in any other website. So this basically is looking for contacts. So I'm going to find contacts here in the left search. It's looking for contacts at Salesforce as VPs of marketing. So this is providing me with the ability to find these contacts. And then if I want to find their contact information, all I have to do is click this find button or find all. So I've built this list. Now I want to, I've searched for these contacts. It looks like everybody I want here. I want to find their contact information. I want to add to my contacts. So I'm just going to click that find all button. And then as soon as that happens, you can see we actually go into finding and research mode. So what we're doing here is we're researching across millions of records, contact information for all these different contacts. We're researching, we're validating, we're finding that contact information, and then we're adding it all into their My Contacts. So over the course of anywhere from a few seconds to, depending, if there's a heavy load at the moment, up to 30 seconds, we're going to start returning those results. So as soon as we get them back, we're going to start returning them. And so then I can go to the next page. You can see here, now they're all coming back really quickly. So I can go to the next page. This is my next set of search results. Do the same thing. My next set of search results. Now that it's all going to load in, do the same thing. So I can click Find All, or I can click the individual Find buttons. Or if I wanted to, I can also select individual contacts on a page, and then I can click Find Selected. So a couple different ways that I could find contacts quickly within Seamless under a named list of titles and companies. So as I mentioned, as I'm finding these, they're also getting added to My Contacts. So when I jump over into My Contacts, you're going to see all that information that I just clicked Find on is now in My Contacts. And so from here, once they're in My Contacts and once I've found them through the Seamless search engine or through social search, now I can import, I can export, I can do whatever I need to do to these contacts. So I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to explain the secondary search bar here. So once they're in My Contacts and once I've clicked that Find button, these are all the different things that are relevant to this. So you can see that this actually says Data Engineer. So what this field is this is our list management and our list setting solution. So to do this, all you have to do, it's a really simple list setting solution. So you see that I previously was set at Data Engineer. So when I was searching and my Data Engineer list is what's set, that means anyone that I find in this process while I'm looking for these contacts is going to get assigned the Data Engineer tag. So if I change this and I go to Computer Hardware and then I find contacts, find these contacts, now what it's going to do is it's going to tag those with Computer Hardware. So this is your list that anyone you find into the future, as soon as you set that list, anyone you find in the future is going to get tagged with whatever this shows. So this you can set in search, you can set when you're in your My Contacts or My Companies, but whenever you set that, anyone that you find in the future is going to get tagged with that tag. So you can see here's my Computer Hardware. So what I recommend how to use this list feature is create the list in this section. So regardless of whether you create it in search, My Contacts, or My Companies, it's going to set that list across the board. So I can create or I can set the list, just for demo purposes. We'll create a list called dog. You can set it as the industry that you're searching for. You can use specific search criteria that you're searching for. But whatever is going to be descriptive of that target pipeline list that you're building is what you would set here. So once you set that, you go out in Seamless into the search, or you go into social search and you start finding contacts. As soon as you click that Find or the Find All button, they're going to come back into your My Contacts and they're going to get tagged with whatever this is set as. So set it, go find contacts. Once you're done with that list, reset it, go find contacts. And then as soon as you create the tag here, it's going to get saved in your list dropdown. So, you can come back here after the fact and change it. You can also change it after you've found that contact as well. So it's going to set it automatically based on what you have here. But if you want to change it, you can simply do that by coming in here and, clicking on that drop down, changing it. You can also do it in bulk by making those selections. You can come in here, you can change it up, change to the same thing. You can come in here, change it. You see that all changes. So that's your list building functionality to be able to organize and to segment your lists that you're building. And then you have the ability to filter all of the content that you download from Seamless using these filter icons. So lists, I can filter down by my different lists. So I can filter down by those specifically. And then once I filter down, I can import, I can download the filtered list, I can delete the filtered list, I can do anything that I need to do based on that list name. So just a quick way to segment data while you're using the Seamless.AI platform. The other thing that you can do, if you don't necessarily want to use lists and you just want to get data in and get data out, you can build a list, you can delete it, you can go build another list, you can delete it, you can build another list and delete it, or you can import it or you export it. So once you build the list, you can export it and then delete it, import it, then delete it. Instead of tagging them and building kind of a growing list, you can do lists one at a time. And so to do that, you simply just come in here, you can delete You can delete by selected, delete by filtered, or delete by all. Again, when you're filtering, you can filter by any of these. You can delete selected by using the select options, or you can delete all, and that's going to delete all your contacts. And you can track down here in the bottom all the contacts that you've acquired. So you see I have 424 contacts that I've recently acquired in Seamless. They're not going to go anywhere until you get rid of them. So if I never delete these, my contact list is just going to keep growing and growing until I delete them. So that's one thing you can do is you can build a list, import it or export it, delete it, build another list, import, export, delete. Or you can also use the list tagging function to segment those as well. I mentioned importing and exporting. So those are the other two elements here in this navigation. So you can import. As I mentioned at the very beginning, we have two CRM imports right now. We have Salesforce, which I currently have connected. We also have HubSpot. So we have a one-click native auth integration with those. So all you have to do is go into that CRM section, that connected apps section, make that CRM connection, and you can have one-click integration with those platforms. And that means I can one-click integrate into Salesforce right now just by clicking this button. So I'll show you what that does. And this is going to bring back either a success, which is going to be a filled-in icon. So it'll be a filled-in blue Salesforce icon or a filled-in HubSpot icon. Or we also do dupe checking as well. So what we're doing is we're going through and we're looking for accounts and contacts that match the accounts and contacts that you're trying to import. So we're going to look up your Salesforce records. We're going to find that. And if we find duplicate matches, what we're going to do is we can actually we can dupe check, and we're going to provide you with the different areas that we can dupe check against. So append to existing account. All right, and we're going to recommend the most likely existing account that has the highest density of data, so the highest number of contacts. So, all right, I want to append to this Salesforce account. All right, and so now that is imported. So now if I click on this, it's going to go right to that record. So I can individually, one at a time, click on these, and I can import. I can also import all, and what that's going to do is it's going to go through all of these. It's going to queue them up, and it's going to import them all into my Salesforce account. Or I can filter down, and I can import just by filtered. So if I have things filtered, I can import by that. That's going to become an option. If I have them selected, that's going to become an option. Or I can import all. There's also a setting in the import settings that I showed you early on in this demo that allows you to import automatically. So what that means is as soon as I click that find button to get contacts or companies added to my contacts and my companies, it's going to automatically import, do that dupe checking on demand, and it's going to get that information right into your Salesforce. So you basically have the option of, do I want to find the contacts, review the contact information, and then import? Or do I want to just go ahead and storm the gates, find contacts, automatically have that imported into my Salesforce or my HubSpot CRM, and automatically move in that direction? So you have those two options depending on really how fast you want to move and how much information you're looking to get into your CRM. And then the last option is download. So I can do the same things. I can download all, I can download selected, or I can download filtered, just like I can with the rest of those fields. You see the one difference here is I have the option for raw or cleaned. Download is going to download a CSV file of all the contacts that you have or the selected or filtered contacts. There's two options, raw or clean. So raw means I'm going to have all of the data that I can possibly get from Seamless. And there's 50 or 60 columns of data. There's a lot of data that you're actually getting. You're getting more than you just see in this field. You're going to get, if you click in the contacts, you're actually going to see there's different phone numbers, there's different emails that we provide that we recommend based on the highest likelihood of email, but there's different email options potentially at times that we're going to provide you that we're going to include in that raw export. You also have a contact intelligence tab that has additional links and additional data around that company and that contact that we're going to give you those direct links in that export as well. So you can also do that within, you can also get all that information within that export file. If you export raw, it's going to have everything. If you export the cleaned, it's going to have about 20 to 30 fields, so a slightly less set of, an intense set of data, but it's going to have all the core information. So all the information you see here, it's still going to have some of your contact intelligence. It's still going to give you a few options on the email and the phone numbers, but you're not going to have the full breadth of everything that you possibly could get from the Seamless platform. So that's the difference between the raw and the clean. And you could always obviously just download either of those, see the differences, and decide for yourself which one makes the most sense for you. So that is basically how you can find contacts, and then where those contacts go, and then from the Seamless search, and then also what that contact looks like once you get it into the Seamless platform. So the other thing that you can do, I wanted to show, is that you can find companies within the Seamless platform as well, and then you can find contacts underneath those companies. So it's a two-step process. It's find the companies and then find the contacts. You can also use LinkedIn, and you can find companies and contacts using the extension as well, which I'll show you right after this. But initially, I wanted to show everybody how to find companies and then find contacts under companies using Seamless as well. So you can see we have a lot of the core criteria that you might be looking for. We have company, industry, employee size, estimated revenue. You can make a selection for location, so you can search across all locations if you're location agnostic, or you can search across states. You can even search across cities within those states, or you can search across the entire US. So I'm going to go ahead for these purposes and just search across all US. You can use company keywords as well. So, within both contacts and companies, you can use keywords if you want to narrow down your result set a little bit more. But what you can do with all this is, I'll select all my different fields that I want here. So, you can use the search, the type ahead search too. We'll just select computer hardware, and we'll select a couple other fields as well, just for our purposes. Construction, a couple of varied ones across the board. You can put in any of your other criteria, and then you hit search. So what that's going to do is it is going to go through, it's going to find all the contacts or all the companies that we can find that fit that search criteria. So we're looking up all these different companies, and we're going to provide that information back. So you see, here's all the information. You can see the company name, the website associated, the industry, the employee size that we have associated, the location, and then you're going to see two buttons within Find Companies. So you're going to see the ability to add a company or to research under a company, to research contacts under a company. So you can do two things as opposed to just clicking the single Find button like you could when you're searching for contacts. So for here, we did this because you may want to build a large list of companies first and then find the contacts later. So to do that, you use the add function. So if I want to build a large list of companies and then I'm going to later come back and I'm going to find contacts under those companies, I simply can use the individual add or the add all. So you see what I just did there is I just click the add all button. You can also self-select individual ads and do the same thing. But for demo purposes, I'll use the add all, next. And then, you can do like I said, you can do the same thing here. So what this is doing is it's adding these companies to my companies list. So if I go here, now here's all those companies that I just added because I wanted to come in here. I wanted to build a list of companies. And then I can come in and I can research contacts under those companies. So that's one thing that I could do here is I could research contacts under the companies after I've built a list of companies. And to do that, I would just click the select or the select all. And what that's going to do is it's going to add those companies into my contact search, and then I can search for contacts under those companies. So I can also go back to search, and I mentioned there's two things that you could do here. One, you could do the add, and you could build a large list of companies. Or what you could do is you can use the select option, and I'm going to show you what happens here when I click select. I'll click select all, and you see what happens on the left is that actually adds those companies to my company, my contact search list as companies. So now I'm looking for the companies that I just selected. I'm looking for contacts under those companies. So you can, add whatever you want here. We could put in any titles we want: marketing, sales, VP, director. Oh, spelled that wrong. But you can add in any title you want here, any keywords you want here, and then you click search. And what we're going to do is then we're going to go through all those companies and we're going to search for people within those titles at those companies. So we're searching all these contacts, and then we're going to pull back any contacts that we find underneath those companies. So that's one way that you can do it. You can see here, now here's all my contacts under those companies. And so now I'm in contact search. So now I just click that find all button. And we're going to go ahead and research, find those contacts, go to the next page, find all again. We're going to research all those contacts. And so that's how I would find companies and then either build a list of companies or immediately find contacts under those companies. So now I come back to find companies. You see I still have those lists selected. I can go to the next page, and then I'll select the next page of results. I'll click search and do the same thing again. So we're going to go through, we're going to search for contacts at these companies. So I can go through, I can, find each of the contacts I want with those. And then once I've gone through all those contacts, all my pages of those contacts, jump back into find companies, go to my next page of companies, select all again, do the same thing, search for those again. And basically that's how you would use in-app search to find companies, to build a list of companies, or to immediately find contacts under companies. So there's that kind of 1-2-step process that we've tried to make really efficient and really effective for you as you're looking for contacts. The other thing that you can do though is say I'm looking for, contacts, Nike, VP sales. I can click search. I can find those in Seamless, or I can use social search as well. So it doesn't matter how you get there, but if you have a search result already loaded, you can actually click this social button. And what that's going to do is it's going to open up LinkedIn Standard, and it's going to use the keywords that you put into our search as keywords. And then it's going to pop up those find buttons as well. So as soon as you have this Chrome extension added, we are going to use these find buttons, and you can find contacts directly through LinkedIn. So you can do it on the profile page, or you can do it via these search result pages. So you can see here, I can individually click this find button, and this is going to do the exact same thing as finding contacts in Seamless will. It's going to send them over to my contacts, and it's going to research and validate them. So whether you find them in Seamless or you find them in social, they're all going to end up in the same place in your My Contacts. If you're looking for people and if you're looking for companies, you can do the same thing here. You can search for companies. Then they'll end up when you click find in your My Companies. So same exact concept, except you can use LinkedIn instead of the Seamless search. And so you can use all these filters. Come in here. You can filter by location. You can filter contacts by industry. You can do that if you're a LinkedIn Standard user. You can also search with Sales Navigator, which is a great solution to be able to find contacts and companies. And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Sorry, clicked the wrong URL there. So I'm going to show you how to do that within Sales Navigator as well. So Sales Navigator, I would recommend to anybody who is looking to build a big list of contacts and looking to do that using a lot of different criteria. So company contact criteria, if you're looking to find contacts under an industry, under a specific location, under a specific seniority level, with various titles and different geographies. You can see all the different fields we have here, company headcount, all that. We went through how to do that within the Seamless platform. So you find the companies and then you find the contacts under those companies. One of the benefits of Sales Navigator is that you can find the contacts under companies in a single search mechanism. So you don't have to find the contacts and then the company, or the companies and then the contacts. You can find the contacts using the direct contact criteria. If you don't have Sales Nav, they offer a 30-day trial as well. So even if you wanted to just build a big list with Sales Nav in your 30-day trial period, you can do that. But I'm going to show you how to use this. So we'll just select a couple of random fields here. We'll select the geography as United States. You can go by state. You can go by city and region area. In this, we'll put in VP marketing, director of sales. So we're agnostic to whatever information you put in here. You can be as specific or be as broad as you want, and you see it'll refresh with the search results here. So as soon as I click search, what we're going to do is we're going to go out there. We're going to search for, Sales Nav, and LinkedIn is going to search for contacts using that information, and we're going to be right there with you. So you see these blue find buttons. This is actually Seamless searching right along with you. So if I want to then find contact information for these contacts, all I have to do is I just have to click this individual find button or find all. And you also see that I have the ability to set a contact list here as well. So I can change and I can set my contact list directly in this. So I can come in here, I can create a contact list, or I can reset a contact list. And so before you click find, if you want to use that list functionality and send the list name back to Seamless, just set that here and you'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click this find all button. And you see, I'm actually not scrolling right now. So what's happening is the system itself is scrolling down the page. It's going to scroll back up the page. And then you're going to see these buttons that say view. That tells me that Seamless has now added all this information directly to my contacts already. So now I'm just going to go to the next page. And then as soon as this loads, you'll see those buttons will load alongside of it. So click the find all button again. Going to scroll down. It's going to scroll back up. And so in those 2 clicks, I just found, researched, and validated 50 people, because it's 25 per page, of contact information. So in a matter of minutes, you can gather hundreds of contacts and their contact information, researched and validated within the Seamless platform. Tag that, and then you can quickly import or export that contact information. So a few minutes, you're in, you're out, you have all the contacts that you need. And so you can see the efficiency that you can add by integrating Sales Navigator as well as Seamless. And then if you have Salesforce or HubSpot, in a very quick 3-step process, you can get hundreds, even thousands of contacts from one system into Seamless and into your CRM in a very quick and efficient manner. So once you have your next list that you need to find, you simply can just use the same functionality as Sales Nav. You can go back, you can modify it here, you can change any of that. It's going to change up, and then you just run through that list again. The one thing to note within Sales Nav, though, is that this number, if you do end up using it, the total results of 56,000, this does not mean I can get access to 56,000 results in this search. I'm going to be limited to 40 results per page, or per search. I'm 40 pages per search. I misspoke there. So that's 1,000 results. So if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that this ends at 40. It's never going to go past 40. So what I recommend to people, if you are using Sales Navigator, is you limit your list and you try to get this number as close to 1,000 as possible. So sometimes if you're looking in broad titles and broad industries, try to be a little bit more specific on the title, try to be a little bit more specific on the location. You can go state by state, or you can go major metro areas and things like that. Get this number as close as you can to 1,000 and then run another list. Again, another nice feature is you can segment that data. So if you're making a change and you want to track that change, you simply come in here, you can change this list name to track that change, and then that's all going to get sent back, tag data alongside of that with the Seamless platform. So it's a really quick, efficient way to utilize that Chrome extension and the power of Seamless alongside the power of LinkedIn and Sales Navigator to find those contacts and then find that contact information. So the other question here that I have, that I'm going to go into some of the Q&A now. So at this point, if you do have any questions or you have any more information that you want me to share, feel free to add that into the open Q&A. After we hang up here, I'll go ahead and type some answers, but I'm going to go through these individually. So I think we went over the 20 to 30 seconds about what Seamless actually does. It is a search engine to find contacts, find contact information, and then quickly and efficiently download or import that information. So the other question is, can you classify how they're imported? We have Salesforce, so can we dictate that they're imported as leads and then assign them to different reps based on the filters we use? So yes, you can do that within your CRM settings. So to get to your CRM settings, simply navigate to settings, and then down here in your CRM, here you can see that you can actually set up organization-wide settings, or you can have your users allowed to use personal settings. So if you want to use organization-wide settings, so any user on your team in your organization, you want them all to use the same settings, then don't allow them to use personal settings. So click no here, and then everyone will default to the org settings. If you do want to allow them, then everyone can use their own personal settings. So we give you the option of those two. You can choose to import as a lead or a contact, and then you can also import the lead source as well. So you can change the lead source. Here's an option that you could actually change the lead source based on the person's name. So this would modify the lead source. The other thing that you could do is you could you could custom map as well. So the owner is automatically going to get assigned as the person who authenticates their account. So if they're the user and they authenticate through that user, that's automatically going to be assigned to that user when you connect and when you type in your Salesforce login. That Salesforce login is going to authorize that connection, and the person who logs in is going to be set up as the owner of that contact from Seamless. You can reassign that. You can set up rules within your Salesforce to assign that. If you do need some help there, our support team can definitely help set that up. But there's a couple people. There's a couple people on our team that they can help you to customize as necessary. But you can fully customize your Salesforce, so you have all your import settings here. You have all your mappings down here. So you see I have mine set as a lead. So I can select the Seamless.AI field. I can select the Salesforce field and make sure everything maps one-to-one. We are going to, out of the box, provide you with 7 or 8 standard fields, and we're going to map those as best we can. So as soon as you get that connected, I would start and go ahead and look through all these settings, make sure they map as you want them to map. And once they're good to go, then everything will get mapped and it'll be a seamless process. So the next one is, what stacks are people using? Crunchbase to find companies, Seamless to find contacts, Reply.io to email them out. Anything else? That's a good stack. Crunchbase, we're actually looking at potentially integrating with some Crunchbase data here in the near future. They're a great source to find companies. So if you're looking for startups that are getting funding, if you're looking for anybody who's coming to a nice chunk of money, Crunchbase, obviously, as Konstantin would know, is a good source to find those companies. And then you can take that list, you can put it into the search within Seamless, and you can find contacts for those companies. So that's one thing that you can definitely use. Seamless is a good way to find contacts out of those companies. You can obviously find contacts and companies within Seamless as well. But if you're looking to find an external source to find those companies, or if you want to use, more data like their investment or their series data that they might have gotten, Crunchbase is a great source for that. A lot of people also use, they use lists that they already have. They use lists that they've acquired through, through marketing events, through anything else that they've found in other sources to import that. So it really doesn't matter where you get your company list. If you do have external sources, that's great. You can find contacts under those lists in the Seamless platform. And then Reply.io to email them out. That's a great solution. We have SMBs as well as enterprises on this platform. So, small companies, MailChimp, Constant Contacts, you can use Reply.io. You can use Outreach. We personally use Outreach here at Seamless. So there's some great solutions there, but a lot of good options. And then any integrations to Pipedrive coming up. Yes, there actually is an integration to Pipedrive that we have in the closer to end of Q3 timeframe. The integration we're working on right now actually is a Zapier integration, which the great news about that is as soon as we set up the Zapier integration, Pipedrive, I believe, has a Zapier connection set up. Zoho, Dynamics, really any CRM, worth its weight under the sun at this point seems to have a Zapier integration. So as soon as we get that connected, which we're expected in the next 2 to 4 weeks, that'll open the door to be able to connect that Zapier integration using that technology to Pipedrive and to others. But Pipedrive, I would project after that, we are going to be doing another 2 to 3 native integrations, and that is in the 3 native integrations that we have as part of the tail end of Q3 here. So by the October timeframe, the Pipedrive integration should be ready to go as well. All right. So let's see. We got one more. Any reason for outreach over Reply.io? Constant. I honestly don't know a ton about Reply.io. I would probably have to ask our sales team. I would maybe check some of the groups out there and see if anybody has any recommendations there. Post on LinkedIn. We do a lot of that to see what other recommendations are out there. Outreach is just, it worked for us really well. I think they're very similar, quite honestly. I would imagine they're slightly different price points, but both good technologies from what I've heard. I would have to defer to probably some of our sales team that uses a little bit more of those technologies and marketing team to give you more details there. But I honestly don't think you could go wrong with either. And outreach and reply are also both on our pipeline. Outreach is probably a 2019. Reply, I don't believe, is on our 2019 roadmap, but will likely be in our 2020. We recently just hired a full-time developer focusing on integrations. So if you do have any integrations, as I mentioned earlier, that are important to you, definitely let us know, and we will work to get those into the pipeline. You can also go in here into our help and take a look at the CRM integrations. We're going to post what integrations we have, and also a link to be able to so go in here and I'll just show you really quickly. We're going to CRM integrations, give you a lot of information here, and there's a link in our help center somewhere where you can also request a CRM integration. Integrate with my CRM, I believe that's the article. And you can request beta access, and you can request your CRM be included. And you see there's Pipedrive is one of the ones that are coming up in the near future. All right. So I think that's basically it for the demonstration here. So, as we're closing out, I'll give everybody another couple seconds to add any other questions. But as I mentioned, if you do have other questions, our help center here, help widget down in the bottom, as well as the contact us option are a great way to get a hold of us. And we do have a full support team and a success team that manages these and works closely with our product team and our development team to make sure all of our customers are getting taken care of. So appreciate everybody joining here. Definitely take a chance to look through that help center for any refreshers that you need. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and look forward to continuing to help you build your pipeline, and hopefully Seamless serves you as well as we know it can. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.